Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. Depends on when are you going to attend this webinar. I am Professor Mohammed bin Shroy, and I'm very glad and honored to be with you today. Um, I am a professor in South Europe College. So during this semester, I will have to host a series of webinars, so weekly webinars regarding global project management. And for today, we will talk about emotional intelligence in leadership, the key to successful teams. Okay, so let's start. So what is leadership is a capacity, is a trait of personality, is an attitude, is an attitude of someone who has in charge, who is running a company, who is driving a project, who is someone who is having responsibilities. Responsibilities toward people, responsibilities toward different stakeholders, whether they are internal or externals. So a leader is someone who is driving a project, who is running a company, who is supervising people, who is who having at his disposal or having at his subordination people. And leader has to be has different rules. The first one, a leader should be able to plan, setting goals, establishing vision, establishing strategy. A leader must be a controller, control control the workloads, control the productivity of his people. The leader must be as well a motivator, must motivate, has to motivate, has to coach, has to boost, has to be very close to his people, his workers, in order to know about their concerns and try to help them by resolving their concerns. A leader also has to coach, has to monitor, has to drive, has to orient people, has to uh, uh, give the best, try to convince the people to provide the best of themselves uh, uh, for the company, and and it should motivate and inspire people to work for him. And if you want that leader succeed in his in these rules by coordinating, motivating, pushing people, encouraging them, motivating them, trying to make them comfortable in their work, in order to release their potential. So the prerequisite of these tasks, the prerequisite to be able to do this job or to honor this position very well, he must he must be emotionally intelligent. He must uh, acquire the pillars of emotional intelligence, and he must be able to acquire, to be emotionally intelligent, and to have this EQ, which is very important. Okay, so leadership is not about ordering, is not about telling what to do, it's about inspiring. Is in leadership is about uh, uh, being a role model, by inspiring them, by showing the good orientation. Because the 5B of a leader, the first B is to be in the action. The second B is to be honest. The third B is to be engaged. The fourth B is to be responsible, and the fifth B is to be uh, uh, fully engaged. And if you want to have this 5B, if you want to be uh, a high qualified leader, you must acquire those 5 pillars of emotional intelligence. So let's talk about these 5 pillars. The first pillar is self-awareness. The second is self-management. The third pillar is social awareness. The fourth pillar is motivation. And the last pillar is social skills. I repeat, the first pillar is self-awareness. The second one is self-management. The third one is social awareness. The fourth one is motivation. And the fifth one is a social skills. Right? Good. So let's talk about the first one. Why self-awareness is the first pillar of the EQ? Self-awareness is the ability to accurately identify your own emotion, thoughts, and values, and understand how they influence your behavior. By understanding your emotion and how they impact your thinking, you can avoid decisions driven by negativity and impulsivity. We all have biases, but the key is being aware of them so we can prevent them from clouding our judgment. So self-awareness is about to say, okay, it's about the ability to be humble, to recognize our default, to recognize that we are imperfect, we have emotions, but it's about being able to recognize them and to control them. To recognize them and to control them and to make sure that they will not control you. The most important is not to be an object of your emotion. The most important is to be a subject of your emotion. The biggest mistake, the biggest trap, the biggest trap is not to be, the biggest trap is to be controlled by your emotion. But the high quality of a leader is to master your emotion. There is a famous sentence saying that once you master your feeling, your life becomes a masterpiece. And in once you master your feeling, you will drive your business as a master. Why? Because in business, it's mainly about human interactions. You have to deal with many kind of people. You have to deal with many kind of stakeholders. You have to work with your associates. You have to deal with your employees, with your clients, with your suppliers, with the government, with the banks, with your insurance, and all of them have different interests than you. Okay? Right? So they have different interests as than you. Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes, Dr. Muhammad.
Okay. So as I said, so it's mainly about having um, many interactions. So Conflict is something that it will occur every day. So if you are not able to master your feeling, and your decision must be controlled by your mind, not by your emotions. As sabr, you have to be very patient. We have to develop a sense of patience. We have to develop a sense of resilience. How? By being self-aware. Self-aware that your emotion, your thoughts, your values shouldn't, should not control your behavior. You need to convert your negativity that you can receive from the others and convert it into something positive. The negativity from outside should never affect you. The negativity outside should never damage you. How? By being strong inside. Being strong inside is meaning imposing your emotion, controlling your thought, holding very good values, and being self-educated. You have to self-meditate yourself every day before coming to your work. Every day before coming to your work, you need to be emotionally very positive, very optimistic, and controlling your mind, and not the reverse. And it's only like this, by understanding your emotion and by controlling your emotion and by also driving your emotion, that you can deal with your partners, negotiate with them very well, and remaining wise and remaining very impactful and meaningful and positive to your company. On the contrary, if you become uh, very fragile and weak emotionally, and everything can impact you, how can you deal with the challenge of the company? It's impossible. If if anything coming from outside can affect you, and you are not inside of yourself strong enough, you will lose and you will give up and you will run the company in the very uh, impulsive way, and in the impulsive way will lead you to the elevation of the conflicts, of rising the conflicts, and then push you into the bankrupts, and into the failure. So the starting point is jihad al-nafs, means working on yourself, being self-aware, uh, uh, controlling your emotion, being positive, and not letting, and never your decision should be driven by negativity. It should be driven by wisdom and positive energy. So the first one is self-awareness. Are you here? Okay, good. The second one, we talk about the self-regulation. So why self-regulation is also a very important pillar in emotional intelligence. So self-regulation is the ability to manage your emotions and impulses constructively. It's about thinking before acting, not suppressing your emotions. It's exactly what I have said. Uh, Always be wise, always be, never react emotionally, even when someone trying to provocate you, trying to provoke you. So sorry, when someone trying to to make you angry, trying to disturb you, you should not uh, be in this trap because he's trying to trap you. So you must up and say, okay, I'm a strong guy. I am a wise guy. I am a leader. I need to, because I should not give them the possibility to, I should not let them uh, reproaching me any kind of impulsive. So manage your control it. Control it. And how to control. This is very important. How to regulate. This is also another kind of question. How to control. How to be. How to manage your emotion. There is inner speech. Inner speech is something with something very important. You need to speak with yourself. You need to speak with yourself and trying to build a positive inner speech. Like if you are angry, say, okay, Muhammad, okay, Miss Muna, it's okay. It will be all right. Everything is temporary. This anger will pass soon. You are a strong guy, and I believe that if I succeed in controlling my anger, I will be stronger and calmer and then better. This is very important to think like this. And also at home, we must do some meditation. It's very important to have a healthy life. It's very important to be very well balanced. It's very important to be calm, to remain calm, because to remain calm under storm, it's not something that you're born with. It's something that you acquire with work. Everything comes with practice. So next time, if someone makes you angry, control it. Think before act, and because it's mainly about process. And once you accustom yourself with this process, your mind will be self-regulated by always controlling before acting, by thinking before acting, and never let the negativity outside impacting you. But it's only about good habits, self meditation, as-salat, reading Quran, doing something that can elevate your soul, doing sports, workout, eating healthy food, listening to very positive podcasts, watching, uh, 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 reading books regarding psychology, being surrounded with positive people, with positive energy. It's this type of environment and lifestyle that can really lead you to manage your emotion. So because when you can regulate your emotion, you are less likely to react impulsively or say something you will regret later. Because when you are a leader, if you say something bad, it will be always cause you damage because you are a leader. And leader should inspire, should give a model. He has a role model. Okay. So from handling demanding deadline to navigating difficult conversations, self-regulation allows you to remain calm and collect under pressure. Sorry. A big leader is not someone who is remain calm and dealing with people under positive environments, because everyone can be good under positive environments. Everyone can manage well with good people, but real life, real companies You have to deal with good people and bad people, with people who will support you and people who will impact you, with people who will help you and people try to kill you. This is life, and we cannot change the rule of life. But the high leaders, they are those who remain calm under crisis, those who resolve conflicts with calm, with wisdom. This is Al-Qawi. This is the strong guy. The strong guy is not someone who show his muscle. He's someone who is remain calm even when there is something that can occur anger, that can create anger inside. This is a real calm guy. So the second pillar is very important to control your emotions and to always act based on wisdom and not based on emotion. Because when you act based on emotion, you show that you are weak and you can be easily irritated and people will use it. Right? Do you follow me? Very good. Do you have questions? Okay. The third pillar is empathy. So empathy is also very it's indispensable. It's one of the main pillar in life and in leadership. So empathy is the ability to understand and share the feeling of the others. Okay, it goes beyond sympathy. Require an effort to put yourself in someone else's shoes. When you can see things from another person's perspective, you are better equipped to identify the root cause of conflicts and find solutions that address everyone's needs. And what is the contrary of empathy is to be ethnocentric, is ethnocentrism. This is the contrary. You should never analyze life. You should never judge people based on your own thoughts, based on your own perspectives, based on your own values. This is very bad. This is always wrong. The good way is to avoid judgment, never judge people, is to listen to them, understand them, and put yourself in his shoes. It's only like this that we can create harmony, that we can create trust, and that can create cohesion, and then building a sustainable relation. Only like this. But when you react, however, if you react based on your own perspective, without considering the opinion of the others, you can never be surrounded with good people. You will be always surrounded with fake people and with people who are rejected from outside. If you want to be surrounded with the best people, it's very important to be empathic because it creates solidity in a relationship. You must understand the feeling of the others. And this, it's indispensable whether in work life, but also in your personal relationship with your spouse, with your family, with your parents, with your children, with your friends. Someone, but so being empathic means first stopping judging people easily. This is the first step. Second step, to always listen. Listen twice, listen twice, and speak once. Listen more than speak. Understand. Not underestimate the feeling. When people say he's bad, try to understand. And then when you try to understand, you find a better solution to address the needs. And when you resolve the issue, then the people will be very grateful, and then they will be fully engaged for you because you show that you are a good guy, that you are a reliable guy, that you are someone that's really worth to work with and to give the best for him. Because uh, to let people working for you and give the best for you, it's not something that comes naturally. You have to work, you have to deserve that people will work for you. You have to be nice with them. You have to be empathic. You have to understand them. You have to be better than them, and showing that you are reliable and that you can play the role of a father. You can play a role. You can play a paternalistic role. Not everyone can be a great leader. Not everyone can be a great leader. You have to deserve to be a leader. المصداقية في الحكامة. Say you have to be legitimate. Have you this legitimacy to lead, to drive? If you want to have this legitimacy, you need to be close to them. You need to be a role model. Okay. Okay. So I have a question regarding to this point. As a leader, I often struggle to find a balance in certain aspect of my role. Could you provide guidance on how to navigate this challenge effectively? The aspect I find difficult to balance at work is putting myself in the place of a team member who made a mistake and needs to be disciplined as a leader while also offering sympathy. The aspect I find difficult to balance at work is putting myself as a team member who made a mistake and needs to be disciplined while also offering sympathy. Okay, you find difficulty to show this sympathy. Um, خير الأمور أوسطها. In what does it mean? It means that uh, a leader is like a chief cooker. He's someone who knows how to dose. You need to know how to dose the level of sympathy. You need to know how to dose a level of authority and a level of sympathy. To be 100% sympathetic is not good. To be 100% authoritative is not good. So the first advice is that you need to customize your character with people. Like for example, with Mr. Muhammad, the level of kindness should refer to my personality. While with Miss Muna, you should dose you need to have another dose of sympathy. For example, if because that's why it's very important to understand the psychology of the others. Once you know the psychology of the others, then you can adapt your personality and your character to them. There are some people who are really, they need a lot of attention to work. They need to be considered. They need to feel loved. They need to feel supported. If not, you can lose them easily. However, with others, they don't require such kind of attention and love. what they need, they want, they have another motivation. They want financial motivation. Then you need to have a different approach. So my advice is to have a personalized approach, because using sympathy while using the same level of sympathy with others won't be effective. That's why you have to adapt yourself. And it's okay to make a mistake. You can have mistake in your relation with one, but always to adjust, to regulate once you find your way, once you find the right balance of between authority and sympathy. Did you understand? Because every person is different. So empathy is help you to understand the person and then addressing the right solution. Motivation is an EQ context refers to intrinsic drive, a desire to achieve for the sake of accomplishment and self-improvement. So when you are driven by a desire to learn and grow, you're more likely to set ambitious goals, bounce back from setback, and keep it pushing forward. So, and here motivation is same. There are different kind of motivation, and you have to address specific type of motivation to specific person. There are people they are more requiring, more demanding on empathy, respect, and emotional motivation. They want to be more considered. They want to be they want to feel more respected. However, others they don't care about respect. For them, the most important is to be ambitious and to make money. Then, so there are different kind of motivation. There are financial motivation, non-financial motivation, and also a good leader is someone to adapt the type of motivation to a specific type of person, but always based on meritocracy and justice. This is also very important. Okay? Okay, great. Thank you. Social skills. So social skills encompass the ability to communicate effectively, build relationships, and navigate social situations. So when you can communicate effectively, actively listen to others, and manage conflict constructively, teamwork becomes more efficient and productive. You will develop strong networking abilities, meaning you can build rapport with colleagues, clients, and potential collaborators. This can lead to new opportunities, increase access to information, stronger professional relationships. So social skills, you need to be socially. You have to be very warm, very social, very sociable. You have to be close. How to develop the skills of sociability? You need to be very close to the people. You have to be open. You have to inspire trust, to let people to make people feel comfortable working with you. Because when you make people feeling comfortable working with you, what's gonna happen? They will open to you. And when they will open to you, they will release the mask, the social mask, and then you will get the right personality of the people. And when you get the right personality of the people, because they feel in, comfortable with you, then you can detect their qualities, their weaknesses, their defaults, and then you can help them to make them better. And you can better position them in the company because you know them deeply and you can put them in the right position in order to optimize their potential. And then you can create And then it creates a very familiar atmosphere. And this is the ideal situation that you can have, that you can build as an atmosphere with your colleagues. Be close to them, and in order that the people will feel so comfortable that they can release their mask and be in themselves with you. And then you can know, you can detect the right person. You can detect the real and the deep and the deepest sides of them. And once you get the deepest side of them, you get everything, because you know them, who they are really, in their good aspects and bad aspects. And then opportunities increase. Okay? Okay, good. So now you have to know that those 5 pillars, once you master it, it will help you a lot to not only resolve conflicts, not only surpass the crisis, but also to optimize the potential to have sustainability and durability and consistency in your relationship. When you master your emotion, you show that you are constant in your performance. However, when you are impulsive and emotionally weak and guided by your emotions, so you will be very uh, very two-faced in your person. You will have some peak performance and weak performance. So there is no consistency. And success require consistency. Doesn't require performance in his two sides effect. Someone good, someone not good. You must show consistency. Like Miss Muna. Miss Muna, she's an amazing person, and also she has an outstanding emotional intelligence and emotional and also self-regulation in her emotions. And really, I want to do this confession and to salutate and or to salute this quality from Miss Muna. So here we have 5 pillars. So these 5 pillars will help you to resolve the conflicts. Because once you resolve conflict, you create more unity and more cohesion. First one is self-awareness. So pause and become aware of your emotion. Think about what you need to do, remain calm and provision in this situation. Okay, so this is we already talked about this. So finally, when you master your emotions, you can flourish. You can get as a result. You can acquire as a result. You can have as a reward innovation, flexibility, problem solving, cooperation, influence, conflict management, empathy, resilience, healthy relationships, listening, agility, alignment, trust, decision making, inclusion, respect, results, communication, collaboration, and stress management. And all of these rewards are the success keys to any kind of business or to any kind of project. And the seed and the roots are your capacity to be emotionally very intelligent and to have a high EQ, means a high emotional quotient. Emotional awareness, emotion management, internal relationship, and external relationship. Thank you so much for your attending this webinar. I hope that really it was enriching and it was instructive, and I will be glad and honored to have you for next week